Hello, I'm Sister Mothra Stewart, and this is another edition of Sister Storytime, brought to you by the Soil Sisters. Now, we are a mission house of the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, and today we have a lot of stories about a variety of different things. Hey, did you know? Did you know what month it is, Sister Fish? Well, no, no. Okay. Well, this month is April, and that technically means it's Earth Month because April 22nd was Earth Day. I hope that you got to celebrate Earth Day. Now, I'm not sure that all of our stories this week are about the Earth, but they're from the Earth. So we think that counts as an Earth Month special for Sister Storytime from the Soil Sisters. I hope you enjoy our stories. Bye, little fish.
Hello, my name is Sister Fertiboys, and today I'm going to read you a story about a very special family. The book today is called And Tango Makes Three. You can see here, they're penguins. This is the family of penguins that we're going to be talking about. I love penguins, they're awesome. All right. So in the middle of New York City, there's a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride on in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Every day, families of all kinds go to visit the animals that live there. But children and their parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with mothers and fathers, and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey moms raising noisy monkey babies. There are toad families and toucan families and cotton top tamarin families too. But in the penguin house, there are penguin families. Every year at the very same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. Two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other, and they walked together, and they sang to each other, and they swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsay, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home. So they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something that they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a baby penguin. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it and sat and sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept. When Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. Then Mr. Gramsay got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest, and every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days, it was Silo's turn to take care of the egg. They sat in the morning and they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month and they sat at the end of the month. And they sat all the days in between. Until one day they heard a sound coming from inside their egg. Peep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back. Squawk, squawk. Peep, peep, answered the egg. And suddenly a tiny hole appeared in the egg's shell. And then, crack, out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsay decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry, and they fed her food from their beaks, and they snuggled her in their nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. Soon, Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with the other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango, they cheered. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There, they snuggled together, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. There we go. So Tango has her family just like you have your family. What does your family look like? Do you have a mommy and a daddy? Do you just have two parents? Do you have two daddies? Do you have two mommies? Are your parents like Silos? Or I'm sorry, are your parents like Tangos? Or are they different? Thank you for reading this story with me. And I'll see you again soon.
Hello there. Sister Milkshake here to read a little book to you entitled Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin with pictures by Betsy Lewin. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. It does not make him happy. At first he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type, impossible. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. And then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. It was bad enough that cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets. No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike, and they left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer, and they left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown. Oh, in the background he heard them. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Cows that type, hens on strike, whoever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Farmer Brown got his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Now, Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack. Smart ducks.
Greetings, children. This is Sister Mothra Stewart, and it is a very, very cold, wintry day today outside, which means I think it's a great time to take a little minute to share another story with you. I'm so excited to get to do that now, even though when you're probably hearing this, it won't be quite as snowy and wintry. And yes, Mothra Stewart has put on her winter face for today, being a little bit of the icy moth, the icy butterfly for today. Well, today, I wanted to share a story called The Caterpillar's Shoes. I know it's another caterpillar story. Aren't you excited? Are you sensing a theme? Sister Mothra Stewart really loves the caterpillar story, and it's amazing how many there are. Just like last time, we're going to go and use the screen. I don't have the hard copy of the book in front of me, but that way you get to get a really good look at the art and read along with me if you'd like to, and that will be so much fun. So we're going to share the screen right here, and I'm going to tell you about the caterpillar looks for a shoe. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. This book is called The Caterpillar Looks for a Shoe. Ooh, that looks very familiar, doesn't it? It looks a little bit like that very hungry caterpillar from last time. All right. Well, let's see. What does the caterpillar do? First of all, you open the book with that wonderful sound effect, and here we are with the credits. Caterpillar Looks for a Shoe, adapted from the original work of Samsonuk Butavong. What a wonderful name. And illustrated by Unla Santi. I think that this sounds like a very traditional story. What do you think? Anyway, let's find out what happens when the caterpillar looks for a shoe. Caterpillar has lost a shoe. What will she do? And let me just tell you, it looks like she's out and it's really nice outside, but right now it's very cold outside where this caterpillar lives. And that means I have to wear shoes or I might catch a cold. Okay. Caterpillar has lost a shoe. What will she do? May I borrow a shoe from you, Spider? She asks, but Spider's shoe is too small. Oh, I bet those do look like really tiny shoes, but they're a nice color, aren't they? I would wear that color. Spider's small shoes won't work. Caterpillar is sad without her shoe. Let's take a moment to pause and look at this. What do you think about all of these different illustrations that go along with the words? Do they help you? They kind of help me. I really like them. Anyway, yes, I think that this caterpillar's shoes are a little bit bigger than this spider's shoes, and they are not going to fit. She goes to Green Frog. May I borrow a shoe from you, Green Frog, she asks. But Green Frog's shoe is too big. These shoes won't work. No, I bet they wouldn't. You know why frogs' shoes are so big? Do you know? Because they have to go swimming in the water, and it helps when you're swimming in the water to have big shoes and big webbed feet. Whereas I guess when you're a spider and you're crawling around in a web, it helps to have little dainty feet that can cling to the little fine spider web. So no, Green Frog's shoe is too big. These shoes won't work. She goes to Green Grasshopper. May I borrow a shoe from you, Green Grasshopper? But Green Grasshopper's shoe is too scratchy. These scratchy shoes won't work. Why do you think grasshoppers have scratchy shoes? Have you ever felt a grasshopper's foot? It is kind of scratchy. Do you think you know why? I bet I know why. But the thing is, I bet that caterpillars have scratchy feet too. Those scratchy feet help them cling to the grass and cling to other things that they hop onto, right? That's why they have scratchy feet. That's why they have scratchy shoes. She asks Crab. Ooh, I don't think this is going to go so well. She asks Crab, may I borrow a shoe from you, Crab? But Crab's shoes are used for digging. These sharp shoes won't work. No, I bet not. No, a caterpillar shouldn't be wearing a crab's shoes. First of all, they instead of going forward or backwards, they'd have to go side to side. It would make for all kinds of trouble. The shoes have all been too small, too big, too scratchy, or too sharp. The caterpillar curls up on a leaf to rest. You know, I don't know if you've noticed a lot, but whenever a caterpillar isn't feeling so well, they curl up on a leaf, don't they? Or they go eat a leaf, or they do something with a leaf. Leaves and caterpillars get along really well. So anyway, the caterpillar curls up on a leaf to rest. Caterpillar thinks about what she can do. She decides to make a cocoon to sleep in. Look at that cocoon, sometimes called a carapace. And there she is. She's all up in that cocoon, all up on top of that leaf. What do you think's going to happen? You know what's going to happen, don't you? Oh, yeah, you do. She sleeps, and when Caterpillar steps out of her cocoon, she is a butterfly. She doesn't need shoes anymore because she can fly. You know, now I just want to do a little bit of a corrective here. It is true that you can fly and those wings are absolutely fabulous, but you got to land sometimes. And when you do, it's really good to have shoes on. Also, shoes will help even a butterfly keep their feet warm when it's cold outside, like it has been lately. Well, kids, I believe that's the end of the story, because just like with the hungry caterpillar, this story ends when the caterpillar becomes a butterfly. Well, thank you so much for joining me this month for this story of this particular caterpillar tale. I hope you like it. Do you think I can find any more for the future? Well, I guess you're just gonna have to stay tuned and find out. Until next time, bye.
Hi, I'm Kitty Sprinkles with the Soil Sisters, and today I'm going to be reading Little People, Big Dreams, Kamala Harris, and it is written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vergara and illustrated by Lauren Semmer. So let's get started. So excited. Oh, look at the Converse. Love it. Big Dreams, Little People, Kamala Harris. Here's first page here. It says Kamala was a California girl whose mom came from India and dad came from Jamaica. They fell in love at a civil rights march and kept marching as the family, with Kamala next to her sister's stroller. So you can see them marching. Kamala's mother raised her and her sister to be young, gifted Black women who were proud of their Indian heritage. Every day they took the school bus to a faraway neighborhood, and it was a long ride, but it gave them a chance to make new friends. I used to love riding the school bus. The best thing about visiting India was trying her father's tasty recipes and having long walks with her grandfather and his friends. They talked about justice and equal rights, two principles that she shared. While living in Canada, she found out that her friend Wanda's stepfather didn't treat her well. Kamala asked Wanda to live with her family. From that moment on, she had a dream to become a lawyer so she could help more people in need. So even at a young age, she had high goals. That's awesome. Kamala attended Howard, a historically Black college, at a time when a whole new world of possibilities was opening up for women and people of color. She felt like she could do anything and everything. She earned a law degree and became a prosecutor trained to get the truth out of witnesses and defendants. It was her duty to make sure that everybody, especially the most vulnerable, were protected by justice. See her in the courtroom? We can do anything we set our minds to. Yet Kamala knew her work could be useful beyond the court walls. She became the first person of color to be elected as San Francisco's district attorney. As chief law officer, she ensured that laws were enforced across the whole county. That is such an important position, but yet just a stepping stone. The day she ran for Attorney General, her aunt in India lined up 108 coconuts to wish her good luck. Never before had a woman achieved such a position in California, but Kamala knew that others would follow. See all the coconuts? What a nice tradition. What traditions do you have in your family for good luck? After a long career in justice, Kamala's dream of helping others wasn't over. She wanted to serve people in a new way. She was a senator when she entered the race to be the next presidential candidate. Presidential candidate, isn't that amazing? Kamala and all of the other candidates were beaten by Joe Biden, but still she was asked to be his running mate. In the election for the United States presidency, she felt thrilled. They weren't rivals anymore, but a team of two. See them wearing their masks out on the campaign trail? It must have been hard campaigning during the pandemic. All around the world, people celebrated Kamala and Joe's victory. Above all, two little villages in North Jamaica and South India. There were reggae tunes and fireworks to honor her roots and wish her the very best. Look at those fireworks. Quite the celebration, huh? How does your family celebrate? She was the first woman of color to serve as vice president and the highest elected Asian American ever. Doug, her husband, stood next to her, proud to be the first of many second gentlemen to come. As long as she keeps serving those who need her, there will be a place in history for little Kamala, the girl who dreamed of being the first to do many things, but always made sure that she wasn't the last. Paving the way. And here are some actual pictures of Kamala, our first female, Black female, vice president. And the end. So, never be afraid to dream big. you can accomplish anything you want. Bye-bye till next month.
Hello, I'm Sister Junita Hug with the Soil Sisters, and today is Sister Story Time. Today, the story that I have is called Whoever You Are by Mem Fox. Little one, whoever you are. Wherever you are, there are little ones just like you, all around the world. Their skin may be different from yours. Their homes may be different from yours. Their schools may be different from yours. And their lands may be different from yours. Their lives may be different from yours, and their words may be very different from yours. But inside, their hearts are just like yours. Wherever they are, whoever they are, all over the world. Their smiles are like yours. Their laughs are like yours. Their hurts are like yours, and they cry like you too. Whoever they are, wherever they are, all over the world. Little one, when you are older and when you are grown, you may be different. And they may be different. Wherever you are, wherever they are, in this big, wide world. But remember this. Joys are the same, and love is the same. Pain is the same, and blood is the same. Smiles are the same, and hearts are just the same. Wherever they are, wherever you are, wherever we are. All over the world. Thank you for sharing story time with me today. I always have so much fun whenever we're together. Hope to see you next month. Bye-bye, my puppets.